Good morning, this is Shelby Law with the Great Basin Fire Potential Briefing for Wednesday, June 12th, 2019. The fire potential impacts that we're looking at in the next couple of days really include some wind across mainly the southern tip of the Great Basin on Thursday afternoon. While the grasses have begun to cure across the south, we still see a fair bit of moisture in some of our brush type fuels, including the sagebrush out there. So really we're mainly just concerned with the areas that don't have much sagebrush, but really just that cured grass crop. Weather from the past 24 hours is shown here with no precipitation and no lightning. Great Basin fire activity continues to be very light for the time of year, with ongoing prescribed fire activity. Observed precip for the past 7 and 30 days is shown here. We have been in a bit of a drying trend for the past week or so, but before that we saw a pretty wet month of May. Current ERCs are shown here. Most of our stations are still well below the 50th percentile, but we are seeing most of those areas on an upward trend underneath this ridge of high pressure. Taking a closer look at a couple of our areas that are closest to normal. Western Nevada, those values are creeping up to normal for the time of year. And across far southern Utah and the Arizona Strip, those values have been increasing pretty significantly over the past week, but are still below normal for the time of year. The 10-hour fuel moisture values have been dropping over the past week with the warm and dry air mass, especially across the south, with pretty low values across the southern tip of Nevada, where those values are coming in below 3 and 2%. As I said, live fuel moistures in the sagebrush are pretty high for the time of year. Here's just one sample there in west central Utah, where those values are much above normal. This morning's satellite imagery is showing that broad area of high pressure in place over the Great Basin, leading to warm temperatures and generally sunny skies area-wide today. Over the next couple of days, we will see some of that moisture track across the Great Basin and bring some chance of showers and thunderstorms to some of the area. But for today, we're still looking at those sunny skies and warm temperatures region-wide. Again, just a very slight chance of some thunderstorms over the mountains of central Idaho, light winds area-wide. On Thursday, we'll see that high pressure move off just to the east, and a little low pressure will move into the Great Basin. That will increase wind speeds across the south and bring some moisture and chance of showers to the northern two-thirds of the area. Best chance for precipitation will occur over the central Idaho mountains and the mountains of western Wyoming on Thursday, with much of the south staying dry. But wind speeds pick up there across southern Utah with gusts 20 to 30 miles an hour. They're in pink ahead of that little trough. On Friday, there's still a chance for some thunderstorms, mainly across eastern Nevada and the higher elevations of Utah. Again, any chance of precipitation will be fairly light, except maybe over the mountains of northeast Utah and western Wyoming. And wind speeds lighten up again on Friday as the trough exits off to the east. 3-day precipitation totals are shown here, where we're seeing the best chance for precip over the east central Idaho mountains and western Wyoming, with a chance for some very light showers across the central portions of the Great Basin. On Saturday, we should see a return of sunny skies and warming temperatures. Then on Sunday, we'll begin to see more moisture moving back into the eastern Great Basin, possibly for an increase of shower and thunderstorm activity. That moisture will stay in the picture for Monday before being kind of pushed off to the east on Tuesday. The 7-day precipitation totals are shown here. Much of the moisture here is going to be in the short term across the north, but then as we get into the first part of next week, we could see some of that moisture coming back up into the southern Great Basin here. But mainly, that's also going to be mainly limited to the higher elevations. The extended forecast from the Climate Prediction Center for June 19th through the 25th puts us back into a below normal temperature pattern with above normal chances for precipitation. So not exactly the trend we would need to start increasing our overall fire potential heading into the end of June. And this concludes today's fire potential briefing. Please check back tomorrow for the latest updates.